Elijah Owen Bayer queuing on this matter. Yes, Beatrice Elachi. So if you are not queuing to comment on this petition, log out.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to also support the petition and to really request this House and the committee that it is very unfortunate that it seems like in our country, Kenya, people just contribute money. We move on as a leadership. We just start another thing. We never even account to our own people. People who have paid their own NHIFs, they have never received treatment with it. They've never known what has happened. They are now in a new dispensation. They are about to start contributing. But more importantly, even as we look at it, Mr. Speaker, as we go to the new insurance, the best we can do, and I'm talking to all our members here, remember your committees right now, each member is contributing 2,000 shillings. But when they go for treatment, and yet their package is like any person in the civil like civil servants, you find that they are unable to be given the same treatment civil servants are given. Yet their package, they are being deducted 2,000 shillings a month for that same NHIF. So it is important, even as we look at all these matters, to relook at the packages of even our members have, our committees are paying, and be able to assist them so that they can be able to get also better cover like any other person. The other thing, Mr. Speaker, even as we look at the finances and the beneficiaries, it is important for us to be told as a country how much has Kenyans contributed in this NHIF before we go to the new one, so that they are able to appreciate that, yes, this thing can assist us in our health matters. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
James Wandai Opio. Not on this one. Luangwe Emmanuel.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to support the petition by one Mr. Michele on the revelations of what is happening in NHIF. Honorable Speaker, NHIF is one of the agencies I'm oversighting as the chair PIC, and I want to call upon the chair for public petitions. The Honorable Speaker, let him actually walk the journey the majority leader has said, and invite the Auditor General. Because, Honorable Speaker, when you look at what is happening in NHIF, they've had to use acting CEOs. And on one of the occasions when they appeared before my committee, they were totally unable to explain what they are doing in the organization. And, Honorable Speaker, it will be very important that indeed we get to the bottom of the whole saga, because what is pending in NHIF, Honorable Speaker, even without anticipating debate on the floor, when I'll be tabling the report in the health sector, Honorable Speaker, it is not proper, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, it's important we really get the forensic part of it in detail from the public petition, and even when now we get seized of the report after public petition committee, Honorable Speaker, we will again be able to analyze it further. Therefore, it's a good petition, and especially coming at a time when there is a transition from NHIF to Social Health Insurance Fund. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, we support the petition and we look forward to receiving. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Sungole Julius.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just rise actually to bring back to the attention of Mr. Speaker and maybe the House that Mr. Speaker had already allowed the Health Committee, in which I sit, to conduct an inquiry into the activities of NHIF. And the inquiry is actually going on as we sit now. And looking at it now, Mr. Speaker, these things seem to be deep. And as you commit this, as Mr. Speaker, you commit this to the Committee on Public Petitions, it would be good that we develop a way in which we can both work together as the Health Committee, carrying on the investigations together with that committee and the Auditor General, so that we can get to the bottom of this. Because the NHIF is an organization that requires to be investigated. The people are not getting value for money. Some of the indigents are actually going to hospital, and their cards are not being acknowledged because the government has not remitted money to NHIF, and so on and so forth. Mr. Speaker, I just stand to ask you for your guidance on that one, since I sit on the Health Committee, whether that inquiry needs to be dovetailed into the new directive that you have given to the Public Petitions Committee.
Thank you, Julius. Makali Mulu.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also stand to support the petition. I want to thank the petitioner for bringing out this issue. What the petitioner is demanding, Honorable Speaker, is accountability from NHIF. And I think, Honorable Speaker, now that we are shifting to a new organization or to a new fund in 1 year, it's important that this matter is sorted early enough so that those who are held accountable for it, or those who are responsible, Honorable Speaker, can actually be the first case to leave the institution and get new people who can serve Kenyans effectively and efficiently without any problems. But this matter of corruption, Honorable Speaker, is cutting across many, many institutions, and mostly our parastatals. I think it's important that even as we look at this specific one, the Auditor General conducts a special audit for most of these institutions to make sure that the funds which Kenyans are contributing are being used in the most effective manner, Honorable Speaker. With those remarks, I support, and I want to thank the petitioner for this petition. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Lilian Kogo. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to put my voice onto this petition by one Mr. Mushene, and I want to say, Honorable Speaker, that the matters NHIF has become a problem for the longest, and it is important that it is followed up at this House. It is important, Honorable Speaker, that the people who contribute to this particular fund in moving forward, that is going to be transformed into another fund. Probably, I hope, is not just transformation by name, but a transformation that is going to help the great people of Kenya. NHIF has had issues, and serious issues, Honorable Speaker. You would want to ask yourself, Honorable Speaker, how come when hospital systems are removed from capitations that they receive from NHIF, they immediately collapse? It means that it is literally a cash cow for people who run hospitals. So it is important, Honorable Speaker, that as we stand for the voice that we represent in this House, all of us, Honorable Speaker, that we look at matters that affect the Kenyan population and to safeguard their interests, and more so when it comes to health, people should get value for money. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
They'll make it. Not on this. Then get off the screen. Yusuf Hassan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also wanted to comment and support the motion on the National Hospital Insurance Fund. And I think there's a lot of problems at the grassroots level for ordinary people to access the services, particularly when they get sick and go to hospitals. And in general, there are a lot of glitches in which a person is turned away and normally does not get the service even when they are fully contributing to the fund. So I think there is a need to shake up the NHIF so that it can better serve ordinary people, particularly the people who are not able to afford the high hospital charges as we do ourselves. And also as a person who has been in and out of hospital because of the injuries that I sustained through a bomb explosion some few years ago, I find that in fact that it is, even for someone like me, it is very difficult to get access to those services because of some bureaucratic problems that you often find when you need the services of the NHIF. So I think there is an urgent need to change, to reform, and to improve the services so that we can all benefit, and particularly for the marginalized communities who are at the bottom level to be able to access health services and who have registered for this service can be served better by this institution. Thank you, Speaker.
Deco Barrow, member for Garissa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me also to voice my support for the petitioner for bringing up this very important issue. Mr. Speaker, as we transit to a new fund, there is need to carry out certain audits, like the one brought up by the auditor, the gentleman who brought up the petition. Mr. Speaker, it's unfortunate that the intention that was meant for the purpose of NHIF, so that it takes care of the very vulnerable, the weakest of the community, so that they can access health services, is now being collapsed by greedy individuals. You can imagine 21 billion shillings being reported as a fraud case. There is need as a country we relook at this issue. Mr. Speaker, our public health services, hospitals and centers are collapsing as a result of mushrooming health hospitals set up by business people, and the intention and the target is to siphon money from NHIF and public money. So I support the petitioner, and I hope this thing is taken very seriously as a country, that this new entity that we are creating now of social health fund should not be again be collapsed or be brought down by business people whose intention is to steal from the public. On those few remarks, I support the petition. Thank you.
Honorable members, I think we'll end here on this. That petition and the contributions you have made raise several issues that are cross-cutting. The chairman of PIC says his committee is seized with the matter. Honorable Angwe, I hope you are listening. Then Honorable Sunguli says